is such a mess? What is this? Homer's The Odyssey. Yeah. More like, what the fuck is going on, Sig? Now, I wouldn't call myself a particularly violent person. In fact, I rarely even get angry. But when I get the chance to cause absolute mayhem, then I'm gonna take it. Which is probably why I got kicked out of that funeral. I mean, come on. It's not fair that they call me an embarrassment and a disgrace and that I should have put my balls away. Genitalia jokes aside, the game I'm going to be talking about today is Burnout 3 Takedown, a game that consistently makes my penis rock hard. And if you haven't really played any of the games or it itself, frankly, you're a bit of a pussy. Back when EA was a company that didn't sound bitter in the mouths of gamers and still had some creative spark raring to go, a beautiful company called Criterion Games were at the top of their game. Unlike your boy here. EA bought out Criterion in August 2004 for approximately £40 million and has been the parent company to this day. 40 million? Blimey. That's quite a lot for a single company to be bought for, especially in the early 2000s. I mean, 40 million. I know what I'd spend mine on. A month after that purchase by EA, Criterion's third racing game was released, and boy, were we in for a treat. I would do a video about the entire Burnout series since it was so special to me and probably a lot of people, but I figured summing up the series with objectively its best game was probably the best idea. Check this wiki review sheet here if you want to know that you're wrong. Don't worry, it won't be the first time. And so that's what I'm going to do right now. So, Burnout 3 is fucking awesome. There's several aspects of the third installment that I want to mention today, but this video is already named a rapid retrospect on my script. See? That's what the preview need. Right, I'm gonna have the rest of this. Oh, it's all gone. So I'm fairly limited on time. But of course, we all know that size doesn't matter. Right? Now, normally I'm not much of a racing games person. Hell, I'm not even much of a car person, really. But that's probably why it took me till my 4th time to pass my driving test. God, I wish that was a joke. But regardless, there are exceptions within preferences, and Burnout was certainly a standout racing game. With so many games of so many different genres coming out every week, it's hard to differentiate yourself from others. So it's like YouTube, but like, fair. You've got your classics like Gran Turismo, Need for Speed, Cars, Forza, London Racer World Champ. You get the idea. Criterion basically looked at those games and went, yeah, that's nice and all, but like, where are the cars going boom? So what they did was they focused on a more destructive racing game, and then they created the idea known as the Takedown, hence the name. Whoa! And of course it came with the most beautiful gaming mode in existence, the crash mode, which we'll get to later. Just take off those hard hats for the moment, you don't need them, we'll come back to them. Burnout 3 Takedown's campaign, so to speak, is called the World Tour, with each country hosting a variant of events to take part in, be it a standard race, a takedown spree, or a smattering of others. It doesn't really matter what mode you choose, since takedowns were integral to each part. A race requires you to win through any means, meaning if you wanted to demolish your competition both literally and figuratively, then be our guest. What's more, if you aim to take out an NPC with said takedowns, they will instinctively hit back much harder, since the AI and the player potentially will become more violent the more you play it. But not me, you know. I wouldn't exactly do that. What the fuck do you want?! It really works, and the implication of takedowns into the game made it all the more satisfying to fuck shit up, because fucking shit up is really fun. In a car. As well as the takedowns, Burnout 3 had its boost meter, a classic member of the racing game tropes. However, this time, unlike the other Burnout games, boost can be used the moment you get it. So you can basically go from a gradual driving speed to driving faster than a disgusted chick hicks. Female reactions to me, anyone? You could earn boost quickly through the takedowns of other players, but other ways include acts of reckless driving, such as drifting, near misses with traffic, and driving into oncoming lanes. However, conversely, if you're taken out or crash yourself, all that boost is gone, and you gotta stock up again. Boost, or nitrous if you're being politically correct, was one of those ubiquitous elements of racing games, but Burnout gave it a more interesting and a basically new take on the idea. Do you save up on your boost and then use it right at the end with the risk of being taken out, or do you splash out on your speed like a 2011 Lindsay Lohan and have the risk of being taken out while not knowing exactly what you're doing? It's a tough one, I know. I was very much in the latter group and just loved instantly using speed to overtake people. Those were the days. I mean, I can't compete anymore, but... And then comes the aftermath of a crash, where Burnout had another way of causing even more mayhem with the impact time mechanic. During the crash sequence, there is a slow motion section where you can maneuver your car very slightly in any given direction. This can lead to an after-touch takedown if you hit anything, that is. So even still, you can keep smacking into other cars even when you're a massive wreck yourself. I hope you haven't misplaced those safety helmets, because we're bringing them back to talk about Burnout's modes. I love this bit. First is Road Rage, a new game mode where you basically have unlimited cars to take down until your own explodes. As long as your car doesn't reach critical damage too early, you got a good chance of getting some quality takedowns, since this mode is a great way of tracking your scores. Moreover, this is the best way to attain signature takedowns, which is basically a takedown done in a specific way or involving a certain obstacle, of which there are numerous. There are dozens of signature takedowns that involve things like lakes, trucks, and even one that involves a train, but good luck with that. Next is Crash Mode, which implements the aftertouch mechanic as previously mentioned. The aim of this one is to basically blow up as much shit as possible, with power-ups to either help or hinder your score. You've got your classic ×2 and ×4s, as well as the deadly Heartbreaker, which just halves your score entirely at the end. And then there's the campaign known as the World Tour, which combines these single races, Road Rage, Crash Mode, and other several events in 10 locations across the US, Europe, and Asia. So yeah, it was a big game, and then you add multiplayer systems which had split screen. Oh, those were the days. Then you have an almost perfect racing game. It was an incredible feat in racing game history, and yet there's still more to talk about and praise. I mean, the fucking soundtrack. God, I love this game. If you were or still are a lover of classic pop punk, then this soundtrack was their shit. And it still is my shit. Forget the cars and the game itself, I would play Burnout just to listen to the music, since back in 2004, I didn't exactly know what I was doing with, well, anything really. Gaming soundtracks, specifically in racing games, are more influential than you think. But like, there are so many games that are filled with great soundtracks, but are mostly just disregarded. But then again, if you do a good job with it, then nobody notices it because it's not shit. God, I wish my parents described me that way. But here I am, with another 2 months or so going by to make another video. That took way too long. I realised about a month ago that if I just let go and motivate myself every day, be like, come on, and then just try and get myself to work, I won't fall apart and I'll actually make good videos. And it seems to be working. Like, I'll go to bed after this and be like, oh, come on, edit this video and then write more. Of course, it won't be just tonight, you know, I'm not some member of a lazy generation that doesn't do anything. You know, sometimes I'll get up on the right side of the bed and then I'll think, yeah, let's get some stuff done. I've had loads of decent days and nights, but in other days I've just lacked that motivation when getting up and I've just sort of stayed in shadow and not really done anything. But you know, the making of this video has been a great memory, and if I can continue to please everyone like you, and you know, always you, then perhaps I can keep this channel more than just living and breathing, and I can make something out of it, you know? And who knows, you know, like maybe soon I can say, oh, at least I'm known for something. Have fun waiting for the next one, but at least you know now that I'm not okay. I promise.
Why don't you just put cue cards behind the camera?
Because that's way too difficult and takes too much time.
Alright, sorry.
Bear with us one moment. They will instinctively become...
Hang on, what was the...
But not me!
Okay, right, sorry.
No, my fucking calendar! What's more, if you aimed to...
Action. Oh, fuck.
Fuck! You say it on, but not me.
But not me.
Leave me the fuck alone. I wouldn't exactly do that. What the fuck do you want?!
I'm not doing that again. That was stressful. That was stressful.